Welcome to our channel, where we create Bible art lessons as visual reminders to help you forget not the Lord. This melting crayon video is inspired by Vincent van Gogh's irises. Been intrigued by that one white iris among all the blue ones. The first thing I'm going to do is lightly sketch some shapes that I see when I look at Van Gogh's painting. I'm not going to do his painting over. I'm just going to take inspiration. I'm going to pick an area. I might just narrow down an area and a little bit of this greenery and recreate my version of his painting using melted crayons. The supplies are in the description below, but I'm using acrylic paper, crayons, and a hairdryer. You're going to heat that area with a hairdryer for a few seconds, maybe 3 to 5 seconds. And then put your crayon in that area, and you'll know when that area is warm enough to melt the crayon because you'll feel the movement of the crayon. It gets a little slippery and it will start coloring a whole lot more concentrated pigment in an area. You'll know, trust me, when you do it. Those loosely sketched shapes of the blades of grass and the flower area, I'm going to now block in color. And what I'm going to do is take the crayon and just melt the colors that closely resemble the ones from Van Gogh's painting, and I'm just going to put in blocks of color. I'm not trying to color the whole grass blade in exactly as I see it in his painting. I can come in after I get blocks of color down and do a layer of detail on top of that color. So this painting is going to look very weird, very messy for a little bit until we get to the end, because we're just laying down color. And remember, this is wax, so it's going to continue to heat and reheat as the hairdryer blows over it, and I can move that color around. It's not going to look really good for a little bit, so hang with me. I'm just laying down the color as I see it. Vincent van Gogh was part of the Impressionists. His paintings were quick, short strokes of color that created movement. To capture that with crayons, I'm going to use short staccato strokes of color, of one color, and then I'm going to put another color doing the same method. And I'll just keep going stroke, 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 dot, 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 kind of going down this across this painting until I have covered all the white areas that I want to have color. If you want to melt crayons into a Van Gogh or a Monet or another one of your favorite artists, go for it. Be inspired by another artist. Look at their artwork, and if you want to recreate something or an area of their painting in your style using melted crayons, just begin by looking at the overall feel or the shapes or the colors or the textures that are in the painting. And then what is it about that painting that you like the best? And then be inspired to add your own God-given creativity. Think outside the box. You don't have to use paint. You can use paper, you can use all sorts of art supplies, and you can even melt crayons. I'm going to continue blocking out that color and the shapes to make my flowers. And then I'm going to smooth it over with maybe a white crayon to add some highlight. The white crayon or a lighter crayon is also going to help me blend those darker colors together. So it makes it look smooth and almost like a painting. Now that I have the colors and the shapes and the texture pretty well, I need that black outline that Van Gogh uses on his blades of grass. And this is a moment where I'm going to go, pause. If you have a Crayola black crayon, use it. I do not. I have melted all my black Crayola crayons. And the reason that Crayola is important, Crayola crayons have a very pigmented color. The dye that they use in their crayons is vibrant. The crayon melts smoothly, and it's just better. If you use a cheap crayon, it's going to be less pigmented and more wax. And that's what I did. I picked up a cheap black crayon that was more wax than pigment, and I didn't like it. And then I'm going to use a paintbrush to blend it into my blade of grass, and I'm going to pretend like that never happened. And then I'm going to take a black Sharpie marker and do the outline rather than using a melted crayon for my final details. Sharpie markers are alcohol based, so they will also draw on top of a wax or a crayon. And there is my Van Gogh irises inspired artwork of melted crayons. What artist or artwork inspires you to recreate their artwork with melted crayons? Starry Night, something from Matisse or Monet. Grab your crayons, be inspired to use your God-given creativity, and let us know what you create with melted crayons. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up or hit subscribe for more Bible art lessons. And most importantly, forget not the Lord.